For our last conversation, we have with us talented actor, Victor Attitude Achor is in the building. He's an actor and a film producer who has been in some popular movies and series like Rumor Has It, remember that one? Return of the Kings, Choke, which we just saw, Long Sleeve, Diamond in the Rough, just to mention just a few. You are welcome. Good to have you here, Attitude.
Thank you so much.
Which
Thank
one?
you
Is
so
it
much.
Victor, is it Attitude or is it Achor? I should call you through the
So the
duration
name
of
is
this
Victor Attitude, right? So Attitude kind of came along the line as I came up.
What's the story behind Attitude?
I think it's something about my face.
Uh-huh.
So for some reason, I have this very stern-looking face. Even when I'm not like upset or angry, people think like you look very serious, and then you have an attitude. So
I
it
think
kind
you're
of stuck.
approachable. I think it's all right.
Exactly.
You know,
I've been telling everybody this for how long?
But I think I know why. I think it's from the fact that you are a production manager, and production managers have been known to be very...
Presence of mind.
Oh, yeah. That kind of thing. So maybe that's what it is.
Maybe.
Well, let's talk about that. Now, you went from being an actor to being a producer, if I'm not mistaken. Was that the
yes.
progression?
Yes.
Now, is this a normal progression in Nollywood? Is that how it goes, or is it the other way around?
It's not really popular that way. Sometimes people who start from behind the cameras and production assistants and all that, and then work their way to the screens. But I kind of wanted to make films, actually impact films. So I kind of went from front of the camera
to the back of the camera.
Back of the camera, where I have more influence over the process. You can actually make some impact.
So that's very interesting. That influence you talk about is not something that most people who when a young person says, I want to go into Nollywood, first thing they're thinking about is all the fame, the camera, the lights, the glitz,
yes,
the events, the boom, boom, all of that. Yeah. Now, you stepped backwards to go behind the camera where the attention is even less. Is that a testament to your abilities as being, what's the word now I'm looking for? Because I think I'm like that in a way. When I want things to go like I want it to go, I take the steering wheel myself.
Well, that's one way to look at it. But mine was, okay, so since I was a young boy, I've always known that I wanted to tell stories, like tell African stories. I'm very passionate about the untold stories.
Yeah.
And I can only do that if I have some kind of influence over the stories that we put out. And in Nollywood, we had, I think, we're getting better now, but there were issues of story, right? So we tend to focus on technicalities and all those other things, and then we're forgetting to actually tell the
story itself.
So that you now see that there's no quality or substance. You see great camera, great picture and all that, and then you're wondering...
Story is just
no
foundation for the story.
Foundation, no direction, and then we just flow. So when I step back and be a producer, I can actually say, okay, let's do it this way. I think it should be this way. Right? So there's some element of control and influence.
Yeah, it's the control.
So
it's the control. I like the control.
Impact, yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. Yes, I like the control. You were in Rumor Has It.
Yes,
that was when you caught my attention.
Yes.
Apart from Rumor Has It, you were also in King of Boys, the movie and the series.
Yes, I was.
So when you look at these, your function in all of these, you have actually been part of those people who have reinvented Nollywood. I'm going to say reinvent because there's so much that we're doing differently now. And you can see that in the quality of production that we put out, not even in the quality of acting, but the quality of production that we put out. How big of an influence would you beat your chest here for a second?
So
go ahead.
So first of all, I have a pact with the universe, right?
Yeah.
Pact is quality over quantity. That's why you would rarely, even as an upcomer, you would rarely see me on every project. I kind of started to select what I would be on from an early stage. That's why you see me on Smart Money Woman, King of Boys, even the trade. I was in the trade, So I think because I know my worth, I know what I have to give to the industry, because this talent and this gift of creativity comes from wherever it comes from. But you have to know you have it, and you have to know you have to give it, and you have to give it 100. So it goes back to when I say I want to impact. So you can only impact with the right kind of projects. Yeah, so that's it.
Let's talk about Choke. Choke's got a nomination for the MVCA for best what now again?
Okay, let me.
Let's do this. It's okay.
So we have 3 nominations.
3.
AMC. Yeah, we have best actor. You saw Chimezie who was wonderful in that film, and we have best movie West Africa and best writer. And fun fact about the writer is this is our first cinema outing.
Wow.
Right, so Choke was a love project, and we are gushing over it.
Yeah, well, I can see that. I mean, first off, how does that make you feel to be part of that kind of the community that's putting together Choke?
Well, first of all, I must thank Chris Ode for giving me the opportunity to be on that project, because he's the producer of the project, and Chris Ode is my mentor, teacher. I've learned a lot from him, and he's a great filmmaker. He's one of those guys who are going to pivot the change of Nollywood to the world, right? So Choke was a painstaking process, because at the time it was in comedy, it was in action, it was something totally different. It was psychological thriller. Who does psychological thriller?
Yeah, exactly.
Who wants to see a sickle cell patient who is a drug addict, who's having drug issues, who wants to kill everybody, who's angry with the world? Nobody wants.
I don't think there's a Nigerian movie the sorts.
There is no film like
so.
Choke.
Yeah, exactly.
In Nollywood, there is no film.
That's why it's very different. Do you think that was also that also has a certain export appeal, where you can actually show this outside the country and it's something that they're like, that's from Africa?
Yeah. Choke has been to festivals outside Nigeria.
Tell us about these festivals.
Been to TIFF, been to Toronto Film Festival.
What was the reception like?
It's great. People are wondering if Nigerians actually made this.
Exactly.
What kind of minds?
Exactly.
What kind of minds were behind thinking up?
Let's talk about that mind, the writer.
Yeah, Uche.
What kind of mind does Uche have? You've met Uche.
Uche is a very, funny enough, she's a very jolly good fellow, right? She's not.
There's nothing wrong with
dark
her.
mind.
Because
she's not one of those dark. I like dark stories, right?
I like dark stories, and I appreciate when people write these dark stories, because it's like as if we belong together, that type of thing. So when I see these stories being written by Nigerians, I'm like, bravo.
When
Let's start something together.
Choke is a love project, right? So Choke's original idea, the original story, was by Trinity Ugonabo. She's the producer of The Bride Prize, also got nominated in the EMVC. So all of us were like a tribe, right? We got to learn certain things from one particular academy, which is under Chris Ode. And so from Trinity to Uche's mind, to Chris Ode's mind, and to everybody involved in it, we had to start bringing people who actually knew about sickle cell, people who were actually living the experience. And there's some element of true stories, true events in the story. So that's where we came from. We just wanted to tell the truth of the truth people don't want to hear.
Yeah.
People don't want to, nobody wants to go and get depressed in the cinema. Yeah,
exactly.
Right? But you go there, and then you see the ensemble. We had the cast, KOK with his subtle subtle comedy in it, right? And then from Uncle Norbert Young to
fantastic
Aunt
cast,
Young,
by the way. It's just fantastic cast, different. Fantastic story. So no wonder it's got those 3 nominations. I can't say too much about it. It speaks for itself on its own. And that you guys are really working hard to put this together and put Nigerian movies on the map. We've always been on the map, but in a very much more, it's glamorous right now. And everything's being done right like it should be done. It's fantastic.